happy birthday, my Virgos. So, this is kind of a spontaneous thing, and there's two reasons I wanted to do it. One is because the main one was a thank you. As you probably know, I've only just started my channel, and Virgo gave me the most amazing response and support for the first monthly zodiac readings I did, that I thought, since it's their birthday, I'd give them an extra special thank you. So here's the plan, Stan. I thought I'd do a massive reading for you. Like, we're talking monster, so batten down the hatches. Give yourself some time. I will be posting the timestamps in the comment section, so you'll be able to watch it in sections or flick forward or something else. Mainly, I want to thank you all for subscribing, liking my videos, sharing them, and mainly enjoying them. I hope they resonate, and I hope you get something from them, because that is my intention. My intention is to help as many people as I can. That being said, onward and upward. The first part of the reading is going to be a general. I'm going to use the Thelema Tarot, because these two are my go-to favorites. So I'll be using that and the Tarot de la Nuit, and the Answer is Simple Oracle cards. The second part of the reading will be a love reading, and the third part will be a spirit reading or a soul path reading. And at the very end, I've got a surprise offer just for Virgos. So, or cross watchers if you're watching, or, you know, whoever's watching, basically, I've got a surprise offer, but I'm only putting it in the Virgo video. So I hope you like that. Now, let's start. Hang on, I'll just grab a drink. You'll see in this one that I'm actually shuffling the cards before I lay them out. And you'll probably get an idea as to why I don't do that. For the monthlies, because if I did, we'd be here forever. So let's go. First out of the gate, you've got the Seven of Wands. Now, that talks about defending yourself. Like your reading, you've been working really hard at, you know, finding yourself, putting in place your boundaries, discovering your self-worth and who you were meant to be before the earth, the people, the environment got in the way. So that work and the fact that you have now the courage to defend yourself and your worth, gee, these are flying, Virgo, that's leading to some beautiful, beautiful things coming your way, because the next card we've got is the Sun card. And that talks of, oh my goodness, jeez Louise, what? That talks of basically all things golden. Roses and rainbows and wishes come true. Just beautiful. And it's that beautiful childhood innocence and wonder that's bringing that in. It's going back to your roots. Followed by that is the Two of Cups, which is a beautiful card of love and soulmate energy. Can be twin flame, and they don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a lover or a partner or a romantic interest. It can be just a genuine love between two people. It could be, you know, learning to love yourself. And if you look at these two cards side by side, they're almost reflective of each other. You've got a little girl and boy here, and you've got the silver and the gold here, and the circle and the circle. You know, it's like we're just confirming this, and this is a very innocent love, and it's striking me as pure. That's the word I'm getting. A real purity. And that's when I talk about finding yourself and increasing your self-worth. It's not a shoulders back, chest out, assertive, I'm worth more than that. If you look at her here, she's very calm. She's very centered. But she's very solid in her worth. So in this, it's very pure and it's very gentle and loving. I think it's lovely. And followed by that, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, she's very centered, grounded, generous, kind, compassionate. It's the Pentacles is, you know, home and hearth, growth, and she's just, you know, it's like you're really coming into yourself. The Tower follows that, and excuse me, I think this is a really good indicator. Sorry, loves. I'm getting over the lurgy as we come into spring, thank goodness. Hello from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere. As I was saying, the Tower doesn't have to be a horrible event. It can be the universe really shaking the unstable foundation that we were previously on to get rid of the dead skin and allow us to step into our true selves. And I think that's what's happening with this whole process. So you guys are just going gangbusters. Because after the Tower, we've got the Ten of Wands, and that talks of, oh, and the Nine of Wands has just fallen out too. The Ten of Wands talks of putting the burden down, laying it to rest, giving it back to the earth. In this card, he's really laying it to rest. You know, that it's like I've carried these burdens, these rules of who I should be and how I should be and who I am and what I'm meant to do. And I've finally found myself, and I am putting these down. I am letting these go because I don't want them anymore and I don't need them. Thank you for helping me this far, but I don't need you anymore. I can walk on my own. And this is what the Six of Swords is doing. They are moving forward. They are moving ahead. And if you look at this deck, they're on their own. And I think quite often we fear being on our own and fear doing things on our own. And this is when we really need to do it. This is the most important time to do it. It doesn't mean you have to be single. It doesn't mean you have to have nobody around you and be isolated and scared. No, what it means is that nobody can do it for you. You have to do this. You have to find yourself within yourself. Nobody else can tell you who you are, and that's part of the problem. We've been spending our whole lives expecting other people to tell us who we are, that we forget to look within ourselves. So this is a real process that you're going through, and I'm so proud of you for going through it, because it's not easy, but it's so worth it. And don't forget, you've got the sun shining on you, and you've got love in abundance sitting over this path that you're on. So you're really not doing it alone, and you being so, this is so divinely guided. You know, the moving on, that's from the darkness to the light. You are truly being guided. And the Nine of Wands is next. And that's boundaries, setting down your boundaries, putting your boundaries in place and watching them grow. It's the sign of the wounded warrior. So yes, you've got through some shit, and a lot of people who join the path have gone through a tremendous amount of shit. But they don't want to stay there. And this is the thing, the fear of facing it and working through it becomes less than the fear of staying stuck. So you develop this incredible amount of bravery by doing that. It's wonderful. Anyway, moving on. The Nine of Wands, I think after moving on, you've discovered, and it's kind of a similar, as I was saying in the beginning, the Nine of Wands, you've realised where you are, you've put your burdens down, and you're putting your boundaries in place, you've put them in place, and now you're just watching them grow. And taking time out to do that. That's beautiful. Oh, speaking of watching them grow, the Seven of Pentacles. Now that is the epitome of watching them grow and being patient in the development. When you work out your self-worth, your boundaries don't just fall into place. You don't just go from letting people walk all over you to calmly and serenely saying, no, that doesn't sit with me. No, I prefer not to do that. It takes time. It takes a lot of time to put them in place and to seriously watch them grow and to tend to them. Because once you start doing this, once you start finding out who you truly are and you start putting your boundaries in place, there's a lot of people who aren't going to like it because they like who you were. It made them feel safe and comfortable. So it is going to take some tending to and patience, but it's so worth it, because the final card that came out is the Judgment card, and this is a divine call. This is, as I was saying up here, this is divinely guided for you guys. Sorry if you're offended by you guys. I could say mob, but that would mean you're a bunch of kangaroos. Anyway, you lovely, lovely people. How's that? So I think that is just some beautiful, and at the bottom of the deck we've got Temperance again, patience, balance. And she's very calm and she's very aware with her third eye open. Yeah, it's a real, I love this so far. It's showing you that there's nothing to be frightened of with this Tower. It could be what I was saying, and that's just people who don't like your authentic self falling away from your life. and you putting down the facade and the rules that people have set for you and moving on in your truth. It's a beautiful reading. So let's see what could be hindering this. What does Virgo need to be aware of in order to stay on their path? What do they need to overcome? Speaking of patience, I see some shadows, some challenges for Virgo. They've got it. They've got to go. They can do it. Right. I've got 3 to start with. Look at that. You've got, sorry, I meant to say, look at that. You've got the sun sitting on top of the sun. You've got the wheel coming out next, which is the fates. The wheel of fortune, sitting on top of 2 circles. And you've got the Knight of Swords, sitting on top of the 6 of Swords. Truth. Standing in your truth. And you look at this. This isn't aggressive. This is what I was saying before. It's not aggressive. It's very calm and pure. The wolf beside the knight is very calm and secure in their divinity. The knight is kneeling beside the wolf. They are a pair, and they're standing together in truth of who they truly are. The wolf isn't trying to pretend to be something else, and the knight is not pretending to be, you know, macho and gung-ho. He's very authentic and genuine. And maybe this is why the challenges didn't just fly out as if you've got loads of challenges. I think the challenge is to remember this, that it is divinely guided. I mean, you've got 2 suns bang on top of each other. And I don't think there's much more to your challenges. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Your challenge is to stick to your guns, believe that divine is coming with you. I mean, the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. Truth, a beginning, integrity. It's a brand new start in authenticity. I am loving this reading. It is just superb. Okay. This deck is brand new, like brand new, and I haven't even shook it up. I haven't shuffled it. So I'm just going to shuffle it while we talk amongst ourselves. And it is, The Answer is Simple deck by Sonia Coquette. And I love some of hers. She did the Fool's Journey, and it's fantastic. it's so good. It's got, you know, all the fools, resentful and beautiful and all of these others. It's just brilliant. I love it. So, what advice, what answer, what final answer can we give the beautiful Virgos for their birthday? Because this is a pretty awesome birthday present, Virgos, I have to tell you. I'll have that as a birthday present. Because the divine is all over this. You know, they are all over this. They've got your back. Totally. Totes, man. I know, like, they're so supportive of you guys right now. I mean, maybe they didn't like me doing that. Totes heinous. Okay, so we got 2. Oh. First one is change the scenery. And I like this. I really like this. I see it as changing the scenery. This is the previous scenery. All the things you were supposed to be that you told you were, you know, all of that stuff. So change that, bury it, let it die off, and move into who you truly are, and let that grow. Let it grow. Tend to it. Love it. Let it grow. And the second one is talk to God. And by the way, if you didn't notice, I'll put that there. Look at the number, 11. Talk to God, because you are divinely guided. This has divinity written all over it. Talk to God. And whatever God is, you know, to me, God isn't the man with the white beard. So whatever God is to you, divine source, universe, spirit, higher consciousness, collective consciousness, whatever God is to you, talk to them. And thank them. A wholehearted bit of gratitude never goes astray. So I hope you like that. That's the first part. So now we'll move on to your love reading. And this is special for you guys too, because I don't usually do special love readings. So, oh, you're getting all sorts of bonuses this month. Love it. Just bear with me while I put the cards down. And move on to the next lot. So, we're using the Enchanted Map. And, no, wrong ones for the love reading. Sorry. We're using the Art of Love Tarot. And, oh, I love these cards. The Journey of Love. Speaking of love, I love those cards. And Whispers of Love. Oh, stand up, darling. There we go. Hope you stay standing. hands are a bit chilly. We've just hit spring here in Australia and it's still deciding what season it's in. It doesn't quite know here. And September is the month. It goes, oh yay, spring has sprung at the end of August. And that lasts for about 2 weeks of glorious. Oh, it's beautiful. And then it says, oh, wait, no, I changed my mind. I want to go back to winter. I'm not done yet. I'm not quite ready to put my head out yet. I'm not quite brave enough. I haven't done enough, you know, work on myself to come out and bloom. So it goes back into a little bit of freezing temperature. So anyway, today I have cold hands and the heater on. Tomorrow I could be sitting here in a t-shirt. Who knows? Now, let's get serious, shall we? What can we tell Virgo today? Where's Virgo in their love life at the moment? The Ace of Stars. Creation. Brand new start. Love it. Love, love. That's the Ace of Wands in Standard Tarot, but I like the Ace of Stars for this. Again, divine inspiration, creation, fresh starts, and that can be, this is not for singles or couples or separation or twin flame or soulmates. This is love in all its various forms. So take it how you will and apply it to whatever area it resonates with you. Now, while I'm shuffling, I really should prop this up for you to see it so that you're not... There you go. Can you see that while I keep shuffling? Have a look at it. Tell me what you see. What else? Where's Virgo in love? Oh, someone's here. Thank you. The next cup we've got is the Ten of Angels, talking about surrender. I'm just going to let this sit with you. I just got told, just let it sit with you guys. Lovely people. And see what you get from it. Next one is the Seven of Stars. So far we've got creation and surrender and faith. Coming back, talk about divine guidance. The creation of your true self, surrendering to the unknown and the new learning and the end of misbelief. And I don't mean disbelief, I mean misbelief. The beliefs we tell ourselves that aren't true. So we've got faith in the divine, and then we've got the Three of Angels. Now, this is clarification, and if anybody, if you are familiar with the Standard Tarot, this is the Three of Swords, which usually talks about heartbreak and betrayal and third party which can be true for you guys at the moment. I've got to stop saying that. I hope it doesn't offend anybody. It's just habit. And I was saying this in the previous part, where when we really step into our truth, we can lose people around us. They expect us to wear the mask that they're comfortable with because it suits them. Obviously it suits them. No bark! Excuse me. Barking! No barking! Stop barking! Yes, he's gone outside to do that now. It's a vicious guard dog. So vicious. Anyway, as I was saying, they don't like it. So quite often when people are going through this and, you know, really working on themselves and their self-worth, they do tend to lose or release relationships that are no longer healthy or productive or good for them. And that can be heartbreaking at times, and it can come out in many different forms. But I love the way in this deck it's called clarification, and it really is a form of clarifying who is good for you and who can support you and live in your vibration and accept you for who you truly are, because that's who you need around you. You need people who see you for who you truly are, accept you for who you truly are, and love you unconditionally for who you truly are. Six of Trees, receiving. Next is the Six of Pentacles, which is all about balance, give and take. Which kind of backs up what I was saying about, you know, not wearing a mask that just suits one person and being who they need you to be. It's about give and take. It's about reciprocity. People accepting you for you, seeing you for you, being interested in you just for you, but then you doing that for them as well. You seeing them for who they are as well. And you can do this in a relationship. While you're in a relationship, you can go through this, and the relationship can still work. It's how you do it, and it's being completely honest. You have to be honest with yourself. So where are we? We're receiving love. Because quite often when we don't think we deserve it, we find that a bit, you know. There you go. Six of Angels. This is the Six of Swords. We had that in the previous reading. It's moving on. Transition. Moving on. You'll notice that in the previous reading, we had loads of majors. Heaps of major arcanas. In this one, so far, including this, we haven't got any. But we do end with the Ace of Hearts. The Ace of Cups. Which is just pure love. It's beautiful. I am kind of envious of your reading Virgo, because you are starting the love with the Ace of Stars, creation, surrendering into the divine plan of finding yourself, having faith that you are going in the right direction and that you will be guided, clarifying what's working for you, what's not, who's going to stay, who's going to support you. The masks are coming off. My light just died. Just as I said, the masks are coming off. Interesting. You can still see, so we'll keep going. You're receiving balance and harmony and growth and what you need to grow. You're learning how to receive that rather than just giving all the time. And you're walking into this transition beautifully, which is leading you directly to love, divine love, authentic love. It is so gorgeously beautiful, wonderful, loving it. You are having a wonderful birthday month, Virgo. Is there anything we can give them to help them on their journey of self-love, love with others, reciprocal love, authentic love, unconditional love, love in its highest form? What does Virgo need to know on their journey? I was watching MJ now. For those who don't subscribe to Soulful Revolution, get onto that, because she is just super phenomenal in her awesomeness. And she has a cat. She has 2 cats, but Ellie appeared today. And another reader I watch, Mystic Moon, she has several cats, and they quite often lie on the table while she's doing readings. And I have a dog, and sometimes he gets jealous of me sitting here for too long and he comes up and pats me. You heard him earlier. But at the moment, I'd say he's lying in the sun like a smart dog. Can we have anything for Virgo? Is there anything Virgo needs to know from their journey? Because these are beautiful. We love these cards. And every little bit of help counts. Sacred convergence. This talks to me about a coming together with your soul tribe, finding the light that you're walking towards. And even though you have to do that for yourself on your own, just as you, this is what a lot of people don't realize, is that when things fall away from your life, other things step in better things, healthier things. And that includes people, your soul tribe, the ones who get you and love you and understand you. They step in. So there's going to be a convergence of that, brought in by the divine, so that you do that, so that you find real love. You discover what real love is, because so many people don't know what it is. They just don't know what it is. And I was talking to someone about this the other day, and we were talking about love and what people think love is. And I said, so many people think love is, when you say, what do you love about that person? Quite often they'll say, oh, they make me feel so beautiful. Or they do really lovely things for me, just like wash up without being asked. Or they make me laugh. Now, to me, that's not love. That's not love, because all of those things were comments about what that person does for them. It wasn't about the person. They didn't say they are generous, they are considerate, they are funny. And so you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but my thought about love is that it's from the inside out, not the outside in. Nobody can give you the love you need. Nobody can make you feel love for yourself. Oops, oh, jeez. Overload. Just one or two would be really good. You have to do that for yourself. And to me, while I am much better at receiving love than I used to be, and I am grateful for that, I see love as the inside out. It's tricky to explain. It's when you find your center, that real peace inside, your core of who you are, your soul, your spirit. And that is pure love. It's when that radiates out of you. And you love just because. There is no because they or because I. There's no because. You just love. It doesn't mean you accept things or that you approve of. Not even approve. It's not that you condone things. It's that you see them for who they are, underneath the shit, underneath the bad decisions, underneath the bad behaviour, underneath all the mistakes, underneath the wounds and the scars and the masks. You see them for who they truly are. And you accept them for who they truly are. You don't accept what they've done. You don't necessarily accept the decisions that they continue to make. And you don't have to have them in your life. But you feel love for them. And love involves so many things. It's compassion and generosity and kindness and understanding. Anyway, we have our card. It fell out while I was nattering. And it is, love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Love is. It's everywhere. But still, to me, it comes from the inside out. Because for it to be everywhere around you all the time, it can be there, but you have to see it. It has to come from you witnessing it, from you appreciating it, from you seeing it. But it is everywhere. So, my darling ones, I hope that helped. It wasn't necessarily a couple's love reading, but it was very much a love reading. Moving right along my divine beings. So now we're using the Enchanted Map Oracle. Love it. And we're using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. And the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So, let's get started, shall we? Right, sorry, loves, just noting down the time. So this one will be a mix of health, basically all health. Spiritual health, physical health, mental health, all of the above. Right. How you going, Virgos? Their birthday. Oh my God, right? So awesome. Starting over. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we start the readings with starts? Loads of starts for you. And the Fool is also the root chakra. Because if you don't start at your foundation, you can't build solidly on that. Two of Cups out again. How's that? Go, Spirit. I love you. In the same position that it was in. So we've got some love there. And it just happens to be the next chakra up, which is the sacral chakra. So far, so good, my Virgos. You are on fire this month. Yes, you are. Oh, 2, 3, 4. I don't think we'll have those, but we will have the first one that fell out. The High Priestess. Not talking a lot about what you're doing. High communication with spirit and source and creation. Real creation. Real intuition. Manifestation. It's also the next chakra up, which is the solar plexus. Solar plexus? What was that? Solar plexus. And we've got 2 2s. So far, we're starting fresh in a new form of love, using our intuition. And I've just discovered that the candles behind the High Priestess form an 1111. Five of Swords has come out next. And that's the throat chakra. I will get to that because, oh gee, that fell out. King of Coins, King of Pentacles. That's the crown chakra. Leave this with me. I'm just going to shuffle them and get them all out. And then see what the picture is. If I just drift off, it's because I'm listening. What else can you tell, Virgo? Nothing else is coming out. Just bear with me for a second. at the bottom of the deck. That's the second time that's come out. Ace of Wands underneath that. That's the second time that's come out. I just want to clarify something. Okay. Not. This is such a repeat of the last ones. We've got the Tower, things falling away. And in this, look at this, in this deck, it's the Devil. The Devil is falling away. Previous beliefs, lies we tell ourselves, lies we've been told, all of that, the universe coming in and saying, no, enough's enough, had enough of you. And then we start with the Ace of Wands, creation, same card as before. New endeavour, the Fool, fresh beginning. With courage, leading into love and using your intuition. And I think what this is telling us, because if you looked, I said she's moving away. She's moving away from this trickery and deceit and false truths. She's turning her back on that and really moving away. And it's the same in that card. She's moving away. She's turned her back on the Devil, the trickery and deceit. This is what we're aiming for. Grounded, secure, generous, open, high-level communication with Spirit and working, co-creating with Spirit, collaborating with Spirit, generosity, gratitude. There's nothing defensive. He's very secure and very grounded and very even and very balanced. And I think that's what you're aiming for. And it's a masculine energy, stepping into more of a masculine energy. Honestly, Virgos, if I had to pick a star sign this month to use as the poster child for my site as to walking the light path, you're it. You are so, you're on fire this month. We've got impasse. Bear with me. Creation and complacency. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. The problem that you could be facing is when you do this, when you go through this, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes we can come to an impasse between 3D and 5D, spirit, 12D, higher power. This person is blocking our way, so we can't see the wood for the trees. It's under the moonlight, so there are things hidden. And we sometimes come to a stage where we don't know whether we really want to go into the forest or whether we want to stay at the level we're at. Because we know that the forest can be dark and scary sometimes. And we've come to a good place. You know, we've done some work and we've reached a nice plateau where we're comfortable. And then the impasse is between our ego and our spirit. And the spirit side is saying, you are the creator. We will co-create together. We will keep going. You are creating your reality. What you see, you are creating. Ego is saying, you've done enough. Just have a rest. You know, it's like, whatever, just sit here for a while. You don't have to keep going. And herein lies the 2 steps backwards that we talk about, or the 1 step back, depending on how determined you are to keep going forward. And this is the stepping back because of ego standing in your way. And the thing I like about this card, facade, is that it can be looked at through either eyes, through spirit's eyes that sees all the ego and the lies as a facade. It's not true. It's not real. The behavior that we see, the material things that we see, none of it's true, none of it's real. It's all a facade, a mask. But then ego steps in and says, oh no, that spirit stuff, that's all bullshit. It's a facade. It's just telling you that to make you feel better. And spirit steps in and says, and that belief is a facade. You have reached that belief out of fear. So this is where you're at the moment. You are at the challenge of the impasse. And go back to the first reading and the second reading, where the sun came out in both readings as divinely guided. You are divinely looked after and cared for. So if you reach this stage of the not knowing, the indecision, the spirit versus the ego, the fear of moving forward, trust the universe. Trust the universe that you are moving at the perfect rate, that it's got your back. And trust yourself that you can hear the bullshit being yelled over the truth being whispered. Because that is the truth. Oh my God. I'm sorry. We have the spark. Which is the Ace of Wands. And we've had that 3 times now. The spark of creation. The spark of the divine light. Imagination. The magic stream. This is a never-ending source of divine love and support and guidance. It doesn't end. You can drink as much as you want. It's there. You can wash yourself clean. You can live off it forever. You don't have to walk into the desert. It's here, and it's not a mirage. Virgos, you are so very blessed this month. See the number at the top of this? This is the balancing act. This is what I was talking about with the impasse. Belief from disbelief. Other people's opinions versus your own truth. The tightrope between who you thought you were and who you truly are. Learning all this stuff and still having to live in the material world. Keeping things balanced and sailing forward versus letting things fall away. It's all a balancing act, but you can do it. You are doing it beautifully. And the final card is a card that's incredibly special to me. And I'll just give you a bit of background. When I was growing up, the most important person in my world was my grandmother. And she believed in me. She saw me, who I was. And she built me a fairy garden at the bottom of her magnolia tree because I believed in fairies and I saw spirits, and other people called me a daydreamer and, you know, oh, she's off with the fairies again. But my grandmother saw who I truly was and that I saw deeper and knew deeper. So she created me a fairy garden. And she had a magical ability to garden. She could make anything grow. And it didn't just grow, it thrived, it flourished, it made her garden made normal roses look beige. Now the last card that has come out for your reading is the Gentle Gardener, and I see this as my grandmother's card, the Spirit card, the Divine, watching over you while you break out of the shell and fly. Seeing you, who you truly are, and encouraging you to fly. Don't be afraid, Virgo. Fly. And look at the time. Oh my God. So, my loves, this is my thank you. I am so very grateful that you were the ones who watched the most, that you were the ones who took time out to learn more about yourselves and spend your time watching me helping you. Because if you hadn't, I wouldn't have had the privilege to just do that reading. And I am so very grateful that I got to do it, because to me it was the most beautiful reading I've ever done. So I'm really super excited to tell you that as a big, massive thank you, this is what I'm going to do. For the first 10 people who subscribe to my channel, they are going to get a free 30-minute reading from me. And the next 10 people who subscribe will receive a free 15-minute reading from me. They will be private readings, they will be personal readings, and all I will need you to do when I let you actually know, sorry, I was going to say when I let you know, what I'll have to get you to do is send me your email and let me know that you've subscribed. When you've subscribed, click subscribe and then send me an email to my email address, and I will let the top 20 people know that they have received a private reading. So if you do not get a private reading, please stick with me, and I am available to do private readings as well. But the first 20 will receive a free reading. I hope you take me up on that offer, because honestly, Virgs, I've just loved every minute of this, and I'm so, so grateful to you for sticking it through and watching it. My love, light, support, hugs, and as always, kisses for you.